talk about why we should persistently fight the opioid epidemic and what should be done. Did you know that on average, the NIH reports that more than 115 Americans die every day from the opioid overdose? Opioid addiction originates in multiple ways, whether it starts with the use of pain medications to manage pain and then it could escalate into an addiction, or simply by the use of recreational drugs that just goes out of control. Some individuals may use it for self-medication for emotional and personal and familial issues. Even though opioids can relieve the pain and improve quality of life temporarily, the opioid crisis has expanded throughout the United States, especially in rural areas, and we must address this issue to include healthcare providers, patients, families, and the communities as well. It's sad enough that we hear on the TV and in the newspaper and we read about the obituaries about people overdosing, dying, or going into the hospital because they are addicted to opioids. But that doesn't mean it should be accepted as our reality. There are ways for us to make changes here and make policies, and it all stems from engaging by having those conversations about opioids, which can break the negative stigma of opioid use. So I just want to talk about something that happened to me that was really personal. So back in February, I was injured playing intramural basketball. I had to go to the ER, and then they sedated me with fentanyl. That way the physician could pop my shoulder back in place, but unfortunately they couldn't because they realized with the x-rays that I had a partial dislocation, which basically means that when you have the joint in the shoulder, the joint is moving freely from the socket, so they weren't able to put it in. So instead, what they did was they basically prescribed me hydrocodone and Foracet to help me deal with the severe pain and the headaches. So although they've helped me with a great deal of the pain and what I was facing constantly, I could still feel the effects that I was having on my body. And it scared me to even have the notion of me being a potential opioid addict. So I was taking those pills once every 4 days, and I could still feel the side effects as well. And hydrocodone, if you read the bottles, they have the side effects, which include vomiting, dizziness, drowsiness, and feeling tired, and tremors and muscle spasms. And Foracet combines 3 classifications of drugs, which is barbiturate, which basically inhibits the signal from the brain to the rest of the body. You also have acetaminophen, which relieves the pain, and the caffeine, which helped release some of the blood tension that was going from my head since I got hit with my head first and next my shoulder. And the side effects of Foracet is very devastating and very scary to mention because it also includes suicide ideation, depression, and shortness of breath as well.